Well, sir, who the heck are you?
Who the heck am I? Well, my name is Charlie Casey. I'm 63 years of age, born in January 1948. Local man, born and reared, as they say, in NEWRY, in a place called Lindenhall Square. I'm one of 4 boys. I'm the baby in the house. Married man, 3 children, 4 grandchildren.
Oh my goodness.
Have checkered background. I'm a Republican, I'm a Sinn Féin councillor, former prisoner, spent a number of years in Long Cash back in the 70s. Decided to enter politics, became a community activist in the early 80s, took a really active interest in politics in the 90s, became elected in 2001, getting into now my 11th year basically. Just come out the back of another election now in the last couple of months. Did really well. My majority has increased. I actually topped the poll in NEWRY City. The people's champion, could I say that? So really enjoying my life.
You've got bragging rights there. If you top the poll, you've got bragging rights.
You're a hero for a day. A hero for a day. I'm a hard-working councillor. I respect diversity. I work for all of the people. Not just some of the people, all of the people. My mobile phone is never switched off. I work 7 days a week. People are never turned away from my door. I bend over backwards to accommodate them, whatever their concern might be. Should be housing, welfare rights, you name it, across the board. I'll give it a go. I'm like a terrier.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I've just turned up on your doorstep and you've accommodated me. I'd like to thank you for that. In front of everybody. I really appreciate it. And I met a number of Lord Mayors, and I know how hard that they work. I know how much they love their city. So come on, tell me, what's the best thing about your city?
Well, we're a population of about 30,000. We're a very old city. We can trace our lineage back to St. Patrick. St. Patrick planted a tree at the head of the Strand, as they call it. And the Irish translation of that is Ur Contra, which winds down to NEWRY. We have a number of fantastic iconic buildings. Our new museum, which is known as Bagnall's Castle, is named after a man, Nicholas Bagnall, who was a bit of a scallywag in his day, I believe. But we'll not go into the politics of that. But it's
he ran away for charges of murder. I've read a bit of history about him.
So he lived in the Cistercians had a monastery. After they moved out, he moved in, and his home was converted into, discovered in the last 20 odd years, buried up in an old bakery, and renovated and funded by the lottery. Thank you very much to the National Lottery. They donated the $1.5 million. Led us to build one of the best museums in the north at the moment. We're 5th in the list of footfall. We have something like 93,000 visitors. And we're really working well. We're a good people, a very open-hearted, warm-hearted nation, the Irish people in general, and NEWRY people in particular, and I wouldn't move anywhere else.
Well, I've told you, Mr. Mayor, I've put on weight since I've been over here, so my goodness me, I know the hospitality is real good. It's not doing my waistline much good, though.
No, and as I said to you earlier, this is guaranteed to put 2 stone weight on. I used to be able to go to the gym. I used to go to the gym 3 days a week. I haven't been at the gym now in over a year, but I do intend to make a return to it. As a matter of fact, I couldn't lift a mouse off its knees now at the moment, and I can feel my waistline spreading as we speak.
I bet you're only saying that because your wife might be looking at this.
No, we're married now. Me and Brady's married 31 years, and I'm actually 4 days older than Brady. She was born on the 26th of January, and I was born on the 22nd of January 1948.
Right.
We have a lot in common, and we have 3 lovely children and 4 beautiful grandchildren, and they all live close by and they all rally around it.
You're a blessed man, that's for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Can't complain.
Mr. Mayor, one of the reasons that I'm going around is that you've obviously seen, the riots on the cities and the streets in Britain and stuff like that. I'm trying to ask people who are in authority like yourself, is the Bible, is God's book, is it still relevant to 21st century people? Is it relevant to your city? What would be your reply to that, Mr.
When I was
Mayor?
growing up, I know in where I lived at home, we used to kneel together and say the rosary.
Right.
now, and we carried on that tradition for a number of years. But that seems to have died out in the majority of families that I'm aware of. And there's even a fall away from all the churches currently. And I don't know if people find the Bible or religion relevant to them. People struggle with it. And people see how churches are behaving, how the leaders in some of the churches are behaving, and they're not role models for any of us. So they have a fight, a campaign on their hands to win back their congregations, and that's all faiths.
Yes.
And whether that is a factor, whether religion or the lack of it, or the lack of proper Bible readings and interpretation of the Bible contributes to the riots we see on the streets in London and Birmingham and Manchester, and even in our own cities in Dublin and Derry and Belfast, I don't know. I can't answer that.
Do you think, Mr. Mayor, that the church could try and be more relevant in some way? Do you think it might have lost its way a little bit and become a little bit irrelevant to present day society?
Well, I suppose it depends what age you are. The church, I don't think, appeals to a huge percentage of young people for a variety of reasons. Now, that's all churches. Now, as people get older, they feel the need to embrace the church again, start being conscious of who their creator was and the possible afterlife, and are they prepared for an afterlife. And I'm not being a hypocritical person when I say that, and people might see this interview and say, that's not Charlie Casey speaking there, is it really? But no, people need something, need religion to grab onto, need to believe in something, whatever it might be, whatever their faith might be.
Yes, yes. Mr. Mayor, I would like to say a very big thank you for letting me come in your parlour and interview you. And God bless you, and I wish you well for the future. And thank you for this interview, sir.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.